Hey everyone, it's Dylan with SeaTee Aquatics, and today we're giving you a tour of all of our tanks. So right now we are in the lobby at our main office, and this is our main display tank. So if you look at the tank, it's 6 feet long, it's about 29 inches tall and 29 inches deep. The tank itself holds about 210 gallons of water, and the whole system with the sump holds about 280 gallons. The stocking for this tank, we've got some damsels, some chromis, a bunch of different tangs, some wrasses. Specifically, we've got the radiant wrasse, the melanaris wrasse. We've got a Midas blenny. There's actually 5 green chromis in here, but they tend to hide quite a bit. There's 4 Fiji damsels. They're the blue and yellow guys. We've got a yellow tang and a purple tang. We've got the orange shoulder tang. We've got a blue hippo tang. There's a whitetail tang that keeps popping out. He kind of hides more. We got a multicolor angel, which is the white and blue and yellow guy back there. We got a pair of clowns. There's also an aptasia eating filefish that's doing a really bad job of getting rid of the aptasia. He tends to pick on our zoas more, so I'm going to be pulling him out in the next day or two. For invertebrates, there's trocus snails. We've got this clam right here. I believe it's a Derisa clam. I forget the exact name of it. Then there's some peppermint shrimp and some other stuff all crawling around. We've got a good cleanup crew in here, but they're hiding. We've got this beautiful elegance coral down on the bottom here. We've had this thing forever. Then we've got this beautiful red Goniopora with some super long tentacles. We've got these there's actually a few different types of zoanthids in here. We've got the WWC oxide ones right here in front. Again, the bottom half, it was doing really good until like 2 days ago, and all of a sudden, the aptasia eating filefish started picking at the zoas. Same with this rock up here. Then we go up top here, we've got 2 different Acropora. The one in the middle was actually just a test piece. I have no idea what type of acro it is. It was mostly brown from one of our local fish stores. I figured I'd grab it because it was cheap. Right behind it, we've got a strawberry shortcake, which is I just got that, but it's doing pretty well. There's one of our torches from downstairs. This was originally like 7 or 8 heads, and we cut it apart. We have a few pieces down in the frag tank. We put one up here. Then we've got this chalice over on the side here. We have another Goniopora. This is a green one. The blue star polyps, whatever you want to call them, pretty much growing over all the surface of everything else. When I want to add coral, we're covering up over some of these star polyps because once they're in the tank, you're not getting rid of them. They're going to spread over everything. And that's pretty much it for coral that we have in here. All right, now we're going to take you to the next area. So now we're over at the kitchen tank. We've got this little Red Sea. I believe it's the Max Peninsula. It's a 26-gallon tank. And this is just our little anemone tank. So the stocking for this tank, we've got 2 clownfish. We've got just a standard ocellaris. And then we have a black storm, which this guy, if you look, he's mostly white. He's got almost no black on him. Really nice color on this guy. He's one of my favorite clowns that we have. It's just 3 anemones right now. We've got this Hawaiian punch bubble tip, and then we've also got 2 ultra rock flowers. I have seen the black and white clownfish going in and out of the anemone. I think he's trying to host it, but they're not like living in it yet. It's got to get a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to grab some frozen food and start getting that thawed out before we go back into the basement, and I show you the tanks down there. So today, I'm going to be feeding this reef chili from Bulk Reef Supply. This is what I've been feeding recently. I either feed my coral reef chili or reef roids. Reef roids is from Polyp Lab. So to start, I'm just going to mix up some of this. Now I'm going to go through and kind of do a very broad feeding over all the corals. the food is kind of right over most of the coral right now. But once I turn all the pumps back on, any coral that hasn't gotten food is gonna be like a broadcast feeding. But this is the original target feeding. And if you zoom in on some of these coral, you can really see like they're really grabbing some of it already. It takes a minute for their feeding response to activate, and then they start closing up. All the polyps start grabbing food. So we're just gonna wait another minute or so, and then I'm gonna turn these pumps back on. In a second, you'll start to see all the food really moving around. There we go. Flow really just kicked up. Now you can see all the particles are getting tossed everywhere. Yeah, if you zoom in on certain things, especially those blastos right now and the favia, you can see they're all in a good feeding mode. If you zoom in on all these guys, that you can see their mouths are like grabbing onto the food and stuff. There's a little bit more water movement now too. Yeah, now you come over here and look at the zoas. A lot of them are closing up because they're grabbing onto food. So now we've fed everything, we've tested the nitrates and phosphates, we've dosed everything that we need to dose. Now we're gonna head over to the second facility. So now we're over at the other office. This is tank number 1, the executive tank. So there's no coral in this tank yet. We're still kind of working on the fish stock. I'm not sure if we're gonna be adding anything else or not, but right now we've got a whole bunch of these green crawlers, which you can see, they kind of follow my hand around because they're hungry. We've got 2 clownfish. They both look like mocha storms. They're not quite full black storms, but they're not the orange storms either. When we bought them, they were sold as a black storm and an orange storm, but they both just kind of turned brown. We also have, there's 5 purple firefish. There's a pair of Helfriki firefish and a pair of orange firefish in here. We also have this beautiful pintail wrasse and a naso tang. You guys probably saw or have heard of our Achilles tang. This was his home. Unfortunately, we had to rip this whole thing apart to get him out because he came down. So this is the kitchen tank. So the stocking in this tank is a little bit different than the executive side. We still have a good assortment of tangs in here. We have 5 zebrasoma tangs, 2 yellows and 3 purples. So just like at the first office, we do have a whitetail tang in here. That's one of my favorite tangs. We've got 4 Avansi anthias in here. There's 2 clownfish that are black and white. We've got a coral beauty angel. There's a 6-line wrasse, a hippo tang, a magnificent fox face, and I'm not sure if there's anything else. Oh, didn't see you there. Remember, if you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications to join us on our journey through the sea. So that's pretty much it for today. You've followed us through both of our facilities and looked at all of our tanks. You've seen us feed and do all of the normal tests that we do on the tank. So that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching.